So many times I hear people, they do a lot of vendor events, and then it's like 6 months later, and they're like, "I have a stack of people who gave me their information, like, contact information this big, and I haven't done anything with it." And you're like, "Why? These are people who want to hear from
hmm
you. They gave you their email address."
Welcome to the Other 99% podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Duck, a coffee loving direct sales enthusiast who's obsessed with a good digital system. Come join me for a realistic look into the world of direct sales. We'll explore inspiring perspectives, learn about unique business tips, and celebrate success stories that often go untold. Because on the other 99%, every seller matters. Hey everyone, it is me, Lisa, and welcome back to another episode of The Other 99%. I'm here with our co-host, Susan Larimer, and we're here to talk to you today about leads. I know that you probably hear this a million times. It's like, what do you do with your leads? Where do you get your leads? You need leads to run your business. You need leads to grow your business. So let's jump in, Susan, and talk a little bit about what lead actually means.
I was gonna say, I think we need to define that first, and it took me a long time to understand what a lead is. So, a lead is something that you are offering or providing value to someone, and in exchange, they are giving you their contact information. So, we're coming up with a bunch of examples of different leads. Don't think that the lead has to be specific to your company and your products. You just want to be the person that people are gonna go to get good, valuable information. So some of the examples we thought of, I have a blog about our Bugaboo insect repellent, and at the bottom of the blog, there's a little call to action like, "Hey, if you want a list of 10 plants you can plant in your backyard that keeps bugs away, put your information here and I will send it to you." So it has nothing to do with lemongrass spa products, but it's just a way for them to keep bugs away from their deck in the summertime. So what are some other lead magnets you have seen or used, Lisa?
Yeah, I just want to clarify. So the lead is the actual person. It's the contact. And then we have what's called the lead magnet, which is what Susan's talking about is the lead the item that you're giving them in order for them to give you their name in return. So I love, Susan's Bugaboo one because it will spark interest in a lot more people than might be just interested in the lemongrass spa product. A lot of people want to know what kind of plants that you could plant in your backyard to get rid of bugs because I know I don't love bugs. So you tell me anything that I plant to get rid of bees or spiders or anything like that, like or to keep them over there while I'm over here, tell me because I will do it. So something like that is great. Things that I've used before is like a lead magnet that offers best substitutions for baking. So I know, for example, I can't eat bananas. So number one, I don't like them. Number two, I have a bit of a reaction when I eat them. So I just don't eat bananas, but I love banana bread. People say, are you crazy? No, because I sub my bananas with applesauce. So, I mean, what a great way to share that. Now I know I'm making applesauce bread, but I like to call it still banana bread.
Very
But,
deceiving, Lisa.
you know,
Whatever you say.
and it's so funny because my husband's always like, "Oh, yeah, see, I don't typically like banana bread, but yours is good." I'm like, "Yeah, I wonder why."
Banana-less banana bread.
But something like that, or, even thinking about measurement conversions. How many times do you want to know if you can flip like 3 tablespoons into like a quarter of a cup? Like, I don't know if that, don't count me. I don't know if that conversion is right because I always Google it. But what if you had like a PDF or a little printout that they could put on their fridge and then have all of these conversions there ready for them inside of their kitchen cabinet? Something like that. Another thing it could be is, um, something about skincare routine. Like, what is the best thing to do? Like, I know you want to start with the cleanser and then you start with the thinnest product and go right down to the thickest product, right? So a little cheat sheet sort of giving them that information. Um, there's so many different things, like even,
Trackers. Trackers are big.
trackers.
Yeah,
Yep. I know even we have, like, a lot of, people who are doing jewelry or nails or stuff that listen to the podcast. What about a styling guide,
mm,
you know? What colors would look good with this color nail polish,
yeah.
right?
Are you
Or
silver or gold? Take this
yeah.
quiz or answer these questions and find out.
Quizzes are an
Yeah,
amazing thing to get as or to use as a lead magnet because people just wanna know. How many times I don't know how many I don't know the age range, but I'm sure you can remember this, like, we used to have those teen magazines and there used to be quizzes and we always used to take the quiz because we need to know, right? And
yeah,
so you have something like that that will lead them to a page if you have a website that can lead them to a page that tells them their design style based on what they've picked, or maybe it's even their cooking style, whether they need quick, easy meals or whether they're a chef and they can go to these elaborate recipes. So there's
yeah,
a bunch of different things that you could use. It could even be like a free resource. Maybe it's a video of you giving a tip on something. It doesn't actually have to be like a full on 10-page tutorial of doing something, but just little quicks, little wins that you can give people. But the key is they need to be value. People need to be able to take something away from what you're offering, because if they give you their information, they get that lead magnet and they're like, oh, well, this was useless.
yeah.
The next email you send them, I could guarantee is going to be an unsubscribe,
And you
right?
know when you give someone your email address that you're going to get email from that company.
Hmm.
So anytime you sign up for anything, any newsletter, anytime you make a purchase online, you are giving your information knowing, okay, I'm going to get emails. I might really enjoy it. And you want people to enjoy your emails. You want to keep them on that subscribe list. It always hurts a little when you get an unsubscribe, but you have to know, like, those aren't your people. Those are not people who they're it's okay, but you want people to stay because you want to keep providing that very valuable information.
Now,
So,
I know that we're talking a lot about email marketing, right? Because we are both really keen on email marketing. You need to have this in your business to grow. And I'm just going to put a little plug out there, like stay tuned because I am currently working on a course for email marketing made simple. It's going to be for those who are brand new to email marketing or those who are using email marketing but maybe not using it to their fullest potential. So that's coming. My goal is to get it done by the end of November. So I mean that's creeping up really fast. So keep an eye out for that. But other ways you can use this, if you don't have email marketing already established, you can collect leads if you have like a service like Project Broadcast, because you could reach out to people through text marketing. You could do this without any of those, but there's going to be a lot of time where you need to be involved.
yeah,
When you use email marketing and text marketing, you can have a lot of this stuff on automation, which means you just enter this person's name and give them a specific tag, and you have everything set up in the background and it runs automatically for you. So it saves you a ton of time, but in the process it's building that know, like, and trust with your customers. Because you were just telling me before we hit record about your nurture sequence that you have set up for people who join you through your YouTube channel. So if they join into an opt-in, you send them a little bit an email that gets dripped out over so many days where you're telling them, "Hi, I'm Susan. Thank you so much for joining. This is who I am." And then the next day, maybe, "Oh, by the way, did you know I'm a co-host of the podcast, The Other 99%? Oh, by the way, this is what I do. I sell lemongrass spa." Right? It gives them a little bit of time to get to know, like, and trust you before you actually deliver that pitch of, "Do you want to buy something?"
yeah,
Right?
yeah. And this is
Yeah.
why we love Oh My High. I don't know if this is gonna turn into an Oh My High podcast episode,
Probably.
but it might. Because in Oh My High, if you do the work, you can create a form. The form leads to the download or the freebie or the lead magnet that gets sent to them. Then they get tagged. then the email automatically goes out based on that tag trigger. Then the next email goes out 7 days later or 3 days later. You set all of this up, and it's a lot to set it up, especially when you're first beginning and first learning, and lots of calls to your savvy friend, tech savvy friend, Lisa. And I'm not telling you to reach out to Lisa, she's my tech savvy friend, but your own tech savvy friend. But once you set it up, it just happens, in the background, and then I'll get notification like, "Oh, someone opted in. Someone, just downloaded your freebie," and now I know that they're getting my emails, like, this week and then next week. It just all happens automatically, and that is just an amazing thing to be able to set up and let go in your business.
Yeah. Maybe we should back up a little bit because I think people might be saying, "Well, how do I get these leads? Like where do they come
Mm,
from?"
yeah.
Right? So, basically, we all know the little lead slips that are usually pretty typical for um people doing events or
Vendor events,
a vendor. Yeah. So
yeah.
it's like, put your name, put your email address. Do you want to receive my newsletter? Do you want, and these are the typical ones and they make me cringe. Do you want more about the business opportunity? Do you want to learn about hosting? And it's like, you have so much more to offer than just those three little buckets in your business, right? So, but everybody knows those little lead slips. So think about how you can use that lead slip to grow your business virtually. So if you're using a platform like Oh My High, you could create a form that is similar to that, but give it a little bit more substance, asking them what they want. And in return, you might give them one of these lead magnets. So once they fill it out, submit, that lead magnet that you're offering is going to go right to their inbox. Now, you could use something like Oh My High, you could use a Google form, you could use services like Jotform, even anywhere that you're able to collect the information. And these leads then will go, and I think even Boards has that. I think so. But anyway, anywhere where these leads will then go and feed into some sort of spreadsheet where you could keep your contacts. Ideally, these spreadsheets, if you just leave them sitting in spreadsheet form, are going to do absolutely nothing for you. And that's why Susan was saying, I think this might become an Oh My High podcast, because if you're using Oh My High and the Oh My High Plus plan, you get the integrated CRM. So what happens is you created this form that is now connected to your CRM. So when they fill out this form, they automatically get delivered an email with your lead magnet in, but then they also get automatically added to your nurture sequence or your welcome sequence. So all of this is happening in the background with you not doing anything. Like this is like working while you're sleeping. Yes. Like, you know what I mean? Like you're building your list while you're sleeping. So you have all of this stuff set up. Once you have that opt-in form created, where can you put it? You could put it in your email signature. You could put it on um, in your bio on any of your social platforms. You could put it within a post. You could even create a QR code and take it to a vendor event, scan me to enter and get my whatever delivered right to your inbox, right? I was even saying before the call, like you could even create a sticker of that QR code and slap it on the back of your vehicle and have people scanning it and giving you their information. It's amazing how many people, like Susan said, will give you their information if you give them of something of value. And so, I mean, there's so many different ways to use it, and there's so many different ways to collect leads than just from doing events,
Yeah.
right?
So many times I hear people, they do a lot of vendor events, and then it's like 6 months later and they're like, "I have a stack of people who gave me their information, like contact information this big, and I haven't done anything with it." And you're like, "Why? These are people who want to hear from
Mhm.
you. They gave you their email address." And then, after, like, 6 months, it's kind of awkward to come back and be like, we met 6 months ago," and they're like, "I don't even remember going to that event." So you wanna do it timely. So if it's not automated, if you're still using paper and pen, which is perfectly fine, but make sure within, like, 24, 48 hours or that weekend, really take that information, input it somewhere, or send them a text message or an email saying, "Thank you so much for stopping by my booth. You'll be hearing from me soon," or whatever it is. But don't let those leads, like Lisa said, don't let them go cold. They are
Mhm.
warm leads. You don't want them to go cold.
Yeah. And regardless of if you're doing pen and paper or a virtual option, you have to have your system in place for this to work, right? So, and you're right, that those leads on those papers can't sit. So you, before going into vendor events, if you're doing pen and paper, you need to have a system in place. You need to have times booked out in your calendar. Okay, there's going to be an hour on Sunday after my Saturday event to sit there and send out these customer emails or whatever. I would highly recommend taking those leads from that paper and putting it into a simple spreadsheet. Don't leave them on that paper. I'm just going to say I'm guilty of having stacks of leads that have gone to waste. And I just sit there and think every time you pick those up, it's like, oh my goodness, like all of the business that I could have had, all of the team members I could have had, all of the hosts I could have had if I would have had a proper follow-up system in place. So really think about the follow-up system. And I'm just going to talk about a system that I have helped one of our Oh My High users set up. This lady, she's in her 70s. Okay, so I just wanted to say that because she always tells me, Lisa, if I could do it, anyone can do it. Okay. And if she's listening, she'll know who she is.
She's pretty
But
amazing, though.
she is amazing. And so she does quite a few events and she says, I need something where it's automated. So we work together because she's in Modern Direct Seller VIP. She has access to me. So we get on one-on-one calls and we work together. We've created a form for her and we've used, and this might go over some of your heads, but we've used some conditional formatting within those forms so that if somebody clicks on business opportunity, they get tagged business opportunity in her CRM. Then we have an automation set up to deliver an email to anybody who has submitted that form. And within the email, we have conditional formatting sections or conditional sections. And they open up if the person has a tag that will unlock that section. So all she has to do is basically get them to fill out the form, or if they don't want to fill out the form, they want to fill out a paper form, she fills out the form on their behalf. It automatically feeds into her system and they get an email that says, thank you so much for visiting my table at the event. And then, oh, by the way, you were interested in the business opportunity. Take a look at this video. Or by the way, you were interested in, and it doesn't say, oh, by the way, all the time. That's just me saying that. You were interested in our products. Take a look at this catalog or this blog or something like this. But it's all done through automation. So all she needs to do is get people to fill out this form. Then once that initial email is done, they're automatically added into her newsletter sequence or her newsletter. So she is nurturing them through weekly newsletters. And she provides value in the newsletters. It's not just all, hey, this product is on sale. Why don't you go to my website and shop? She gives skincare tips. She gives all kinds of tips, but the automation is there. So what she has discovered is that her follow-up after events is not causing her so much overwhelm,
Mm,
right? Because
yeah.
she used to come home and be frantic for days trying to text these people, email these people, and it was like one-off messages she was sending. And even though you have like things like boards or SynthShare, which have like the little snippets that you can keep and use, she was still finding that it was a lot of work.
Mhm.
But now everything is automated and it runs smoothly in the background, and it's simply triggered by that one action of somebody filling out that form,
Yeah.
right?
And I just wanna encourage people too, this does sound very complicated. And I remember hearing about all of this and thinking, "There is no way my brain can do this. I'm not tech savvy enough to do this. But you can, and I want to encourage everyone that everyone in direct sales, or if you have your own small business, you can create your own website through Oh My High. It is super simple. It's like a
Mhm.
website with training wheels.
Yeah.
You can create these lead magnets and all of these automations. It takes some time, it takes some frustration and walking away and coming back, but you can do this. So I just want to encourage everyone, you can do this.
And especially if you're using a platform like Oh My High, it's like you have weekly access to me. Like I am your Oh My High go-to person. I sit on Zoom with you at least once a week and answer your questions. And if you can't join the Zoom, then you have access to me through email. And I'm not the type of person who will try to do a written response. I'll just jump on a Zoom and I'll record myself answering your questions and showing you where to do it. So if you think that you can't do a website or email marketing or something like that, My High is absolutely the most user-friendly, user-focused platform out there,
With the
right?
best customer care ever.
Well, thank you. Oh, that's so funny.
Oh my
And then
goodness.
and then I just wanted to say because, everybody thinks about leads that we automatically people are only a lead if they automatically buy,
Mm,
right? And it's proven. I think it's like they have to see or hear or be presented with an offer like 7 times before most people will take action on it. So why would you want somebody like especially if you're just if somebody's walking into a booth at an event, okay? And they don't make a purchase. You don't want that person just walking away because you haven't had those 7 points of contact with them. So if you could get them on your list and nurture them and build your know, like, and trust and show them what value your products bring to them, they're going to be more likely to purchase from you, not in the second or the third email, but probably by the fifth, the sixth, or the seventh email, they'll make some sort of purchase, right? So think about that. It's like a lot of people go and set up events and even our Facebook or our Instagram profiles or our TikTok profiles, they're just set up to, oh, you need to take action on seeing that video, that reel. But you need to have a call to action to send them to your bio. Or if they're coming into an event, you need to take action and have them fill out your form because that is where you're going to grow that relationship. That's where you're going to be able to nurture that customer. And that is where you're going to see your business grow. Because I know this is going to air probably a few episodes after Anne Marie was on.
mm,
And you heard from her 80 people? 80
yeah.
people she sponsored from a
Got
TikTok
it. She got
video?
a person while we were doing the episode. She's like,
Yes.
"Oh, someone else just enrolled with me."
Yeah. And it was all because she had that lead magnet set
Yes,
up
yes.
through Oh My High, and she'll be the first to tell you, I did not know what I was doing. I just got a form, I got it ready, and she didn't even start out with the CRM. So she at least was able to gather her leads into one central place. And then she took those leads and imported them into Project Broadcast, which, by the way, by the time this airs, we probably will already have it live. But Oh My High is integrating with Project Broadcast. So you could do your email and your text marketing all in one platform. And it's going to be so exciting. Jeremy has said, "Have you shared with anyone?" I'm like, "Well, I've let it slip. I didn't know I could let it go." He goes, "Yeah, start telling people." I'm like, "Okay." So I'm just
Yes,
telling
we're
everybody
killing
it's
the
coming.
world.
It's coming.
That's so exciting.
Right?
Well,
And
maybe
then
let's go ahead. Keep
I
going.
was I was going to say, and the one thing that you want to do with those, you want to provide those leads value, right? Not spam them. You're not building. So the one thing that I really hate when I see people do, you're not building a list to add them to your company's emails that just sell, sell, sell.
No.
You
This
don't
is
want them
for
there.
you. They
Mhm.
want you. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say with the nurturing sequence, maybe we can talk about that a little bit. When people opt into something, immediately the first one, I actually send them to my blog, which is a get to know Susan. And
Mhm.
it's like fun facts about me, a little bit about me, where I live in the country, a little bit about my family. Super short, but it's me. And then the next one I think is, "Hey, did you know that I'm on a podcast?" So then I get to introduce Lisa and me together on the
Mhm.
podcast. And then maybe like third or fourth email is products. The rest of it is get to know me, get to know, you get to know if you really resonate with someone, if you like how they're communicating. If they some people, when I put my email in and I opt into something, I get an email or two and I don't like them. And
Mhm.
I don't relate to them really
Mhm.
well, then I unsubscribe. And that's totally okay because they have a whole 'nother group of people who really relate to them and love hearing from them. So it's kind of like a fine tuning, determine who is going to follow you, who's not. But it has to be like a get to know you. The first one is an introduction to you, fun facts. And it's also fun because Oh My High has analytics.
Mhm.
So, like, every week or so, I have it on my calendar to track my analytics. So I can see, like, the spikes when I have my weekly newsletter or my blog goes out. And then the other day I was looking, I'm like, "What is that spike from?" And it was from one of our episodes. We
Okay.
had the reel came in, and it was a spike based on people going directly to my website for something specific. So I can see, like, I started out flatline, when I first started, and then it was like a little up and down, and now the up and down is growing and growing. So you can see how many people have viewed your website, where those leads come from too. Is it
Mhm.
Facebook? Is it Google? Is it a direct link? So you can track where your leads are coming from. When you see a lot of leads coming from one specific source, hey, that's where I'm going to put my focus. So you
Yeah.
can get so much information and just continue to grow, grow, grow.
Yeah. All right. Well, I said to Susan before we jumped on, I was like, I think this is like very timely because there are so many people, probably by the time this episode airs, that are probably sitting on a stack of those forms, right? So just think about how you're going to nurture those leads. You don't want to just send one message and done. Like you need to connect with them, you need to nurture them, you need to get them into your funnel somehow, whether you're using your email marketing, whether it's like inviting them to your Facebook community. It's wherever you are in your business, you need to make this episode work for you, right? We, as you can tell, we highly, highly recommend Oh My High. It has just been the easy button for our businesses. And we think that every direct seller needs to have their own branded website because your company site is just a shopping link. It really isn't. I don't care if they give you an About Me page or not, but it's really, you're not in control of it. So if we go back to January when Epicure closed for me, we had an About Me page, but I didn't have access to that
Yeah.
after. And any of the leads, unless I actually downloaded them from my back office, I lost them, right? So email marketing, text marketing, these are leads and lists that you own. You're not going to lose. Like even Facebook, I've heard of people who have had their accounts closed,
Mhm.
like shut down, locked out of them. How do you connect with these
Without
people?
notice. Yeah. Yep.
Right? So that's why I'm saying like, yes, you can have your social media communities, but you should always have a backup of some sort because you need to build this community of your contacts. But
Yeah. So what would you say? Because I know there are people listening who have a stack of leads from 6 months to a year ago that it's been a burden. It's been like, "Oh my gosh, I know I should do something, and now I don't know what to do." So maybe we should give some advice to those people. If you have a stack of leads, Lisa, what do you think they should do? How should they handle that stack?
I honestly think that you should reach out to them. Um, you have to just be very careful, okay? And and mindful of what you say. It doesn't want to come off as salesy or spammy. I know that I help people do what I call an email warm up when they bring large lists over into Oh My High, because we don't want their sending reputation hurt when people send out messages. So you could do something like a warm up sequence or a warm up message to these leads that have gone cold and dormant, and basically say something like, hey, it's me, Lisa. We met at an event back in the spring of 2025. Don't use these words. Go to ChatGPT. He can actually give you better words than I can here on the spot. But basically, say something like, life has just been a little bit chaotic. I'm just getting around to connecting with you. This is what I have planned for the future. Maybe you are going to start email marketing or text marketing, or maybe you're going to increase your presence in your Facebook community, and just invite them to join you there. So, for example, if you're going to use email marketing, remember you can't do email marketing from your Gmail account. You actually need an email marketing platform um, to make it legit. So, if you like, say you jumped into Oh My High and you're sending out this warm up sequence to these people, you can say, here's what to expect to hear from me. I'm going to bring you tips about recipes, or cookware, or quick easy meals. Or you could do something like Susan, like skincare tips, or something like, tell them what to expect.
And I think if
And
you provide something of value in that message,
yeah,
that will keep them too. And it might
yeah.
even be like, "I'm coming to you with my tail between my legs. Like, I'm sorry, life got in the way," or whatever it is, "but I want you to know that I do treasure you, and I've been thinking of you since that event." And then provide something that will wow them
Hmm.
so that they will stay with you.
But then also give them the clear out. If
Yes,
you don't,
yes.
if it, if you want to hear from me, you don't have to do anything. You're already on my list. However, if you do not want to hear from me, simply hit unsubscribe at the bottom of this email, and I won't email you
No
anymore.
hurt feelings. Yes.
Done.
Yes.
Done. And the main reason for that is because we want people to unsubscribe if they don't want to hear from us, because we don't want to be sending emails to people who don't want to hear from us, because it just hurts our open rates, hurts our sender reputation. But what we don't want is people to mark us as spam. So we want to give them every opportunity to not say, hey, they spammed me. Right?
Yeah.
So,
Unsubscribe is better than spam. We
yep.
don't want to be marked as spam.
Yeah. So true.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh, all right, everyone. Well, I know we probably I think we threw out more than we were planning on with this episode. We said, well, this will be just a quick one, but we gave you a lot to think about. But if you're currently having issues with lead generation, or struggling with how to connect things, feel free to drop a comment. Feel free to jump in our DMs on Instagram or Facebook, and we would love to have a conversation with you.
Or if you need an idea for a lead
Yeah.
magnet, share about your company or what you have to offer, and Lisa and I can help you with that too.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, everyone. Well, I hope you have a lot of takeaways from this episode. And we look forward to seeing you next week on another episode of The Other 99%. Take care. Bye.
That's a wrap for today's episode of The Other 99%. We just want to say thank you. It truly means the world to us that you're here. Lisa and I absolutely love creating these episodes for you, and we're so grateful to have you in our community. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to like, share with a friend, leave a review, and subscribe so you never miss a new episode. We drop fresh content every Tuesday. Got thoughts, questions, or ideas? Leave us a comment. Want to be a guest on the show? We would love to chat with you. Apply by clicking the link in the show notes. Thanks again for spending time with us today, and we'll catch you on the next episode of The Other 99%.